What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Thanks for joining us back to another episode of Crypt Chronicles, where we talk tech, life, culture, and crypto on the regular. My name's Mark. I'll be your host on this episode today. Really appreciate you joining with us. A lot of hate on my last video about Craig Wright and him being Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, if you had dropped a negative comment but did not watch the video, screw you. If you did watch a video and you left a negative comment, screw you. But if you did watch the video and you did see that I wasn't actually saying he was Satoshi, I was actually clickbaiting you into watching the video. That's sometimes what YouTubers do, just to get more engagement. I guess it worked in a way because I did get a lot of engagement. So we're going to dive into 5 potential characters or suspects that people think are Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, as you know, in November of 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto published his now famous white paper for Bitcoin and basically laid the groundwork for the entire Bitcoin protocol. And the first ever blockchain the first ever Bitcoin block was actually mined January 3rd, 2009, just about, 3-4 months later. And so, there's been a lot of speculation out there who Satoshi is. Now, he is an unnamed character. He's the man without a face. He is the person behind the curtain, and nobody really knows who he is. There's a lot of speculation out there that the NSA created Bitcoin and created cryptocurrency. Now, there was a theory that the NSA started dabbling in digital currency decades before the blockchain and Bitcoin actually came out. And there is also speculation that the CIA is involved. I heard a rumor of a conspiracy guy that said that basically CIA, FBI, NSA is all behind cryptocurrency as a way to control people's money, even though it's a decentralized system. But they're coming out with more centralized coins. Libra, the Facebook scam coin that's coming out, which is going to absolutely explode because of all the dumb people that are going to buy into it, and it's probably going to have utility behind it through all of Facebook's platforms and its entire ecosystem, and it's probably going to be a valuable coin too, but it's not going to be decentralized, and it's going to be a way for people to track who you are, where you are, what you're doing, what you're buying, who you're sending money to, and so I don't trust it. Just like, Ripple's same type of protocol setup. It's used by banks. It's a banker's coin. And there's tons of other coins out there that are supposedly, people stand behind them, but I think there are theories behind it that these government agencies are creating these undercover to gain more data, gain more information from people that are on or using crypto, especially with the influx of finances that are going into crypto at this point. We're on our next big wave up. I think we're guaranteed to hit $100,000 Bitcoin. I'm taking a long shot here, but I say before 2019 is over, we're going to see 100K. There's never 100% guarantee that will happen, but at the rate that we're going with all of the analytics and all of the forecasting that's happening out there with major traders and people that are in the industry and in the space, we could possibly see 100K Bitcoin. Now, let me know in the comments what you think, whether you think that's a bunch of hogwash or whether you think that is a legit prediction. But we're going to jump into this. We're going to look at 5 potential characters or suspects that could possibly be Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, first we have Nick Szabo. Nick Szabo he's a crypto enthusiast. He's a decentralized currency enthusiast. People think he was the mysterious Bitcoin creator. He had published a paper. It wasn't necessarily called a white paper, but it could have been considered a white paper nowadays on what's called BitGold. BitGold was kind of the precursor to cryptocurrency, precursor to Bitcoin, and they were trying to get into a digital currency. They were trying to create, the value of gold, but in a digital form. And so he had created that, and he was kind of developing something behind the curtains for many, many, many years. And, he actually denies that he is part of Satoshi. And I don't don't disagree with him there, because who would want to actually admit they're Satoshi? They'd be the wanted and probably the most loved and hated individual in the entire planet, because of the disruption that he's causing. So despite all denials, there is research, and people have done a lot of comparisons and analysis on certain terms that he's used in the BitGold white paper versus the Bitcoin white paper. And there are some very distinct similarities. And again, he's denying that he is, and he's, people think he's just trying to cover up his tracks. So that's one possible suspect, Nick Szabo. We have another one, Dorian Prentice Satoshi Nakamoto. That's his legit real name, guys. Satoshi Nakamoto is his given name, his Japanese name. He is an Japanese-American man living in California. He's kind of he's a brilliant guy. He's been behind lots of different projects. He basically says that he doesn't want anything to do with it. He denies being Satoshi Nakamoto. In a later interview, he recanted his previous position, stating that he had misunderstood the reporter's question, thinking it was related to his previous classified work as a military contractor. So at one point, he admitted to being Satoshi, and then at another point, he kind of retracted his statement and said he wasn't Satoshi Nakamoto. But, I mean, realistically, he is Satoshi Nakamoto, but is he the real Satoshi that created Bitcoin? So people don't know for sure if that's him. Again, I wouldn't admit that I was Satoshi if you offered me all the money in the world, because you'd have a target on your back. Number one, the freaking IRS would want to come after your ass, and then number two, people that lost millions of dollars in the last bear market would come after you, and everybody would want to be your best friend. They would want you to pass on some free Bitcoin to them. We have another one, David Kleeman. Now, David Kleeman was definitely involved in the inception, in the conception of Bitcoin. His early involvement goes back to the very, very beginning. He was one of the first Bitcoin miners. He had a long-standing interest in computer security. He was a security analyst. He was a cryptographer. He was heavy into data, and he was used by the highest levels of the U.S. government to secure digital systems that they use, probably for the military and stuff like that. Now, supposedly, Craig Wright, and we'll look at him in a minute, had said, he admits that he worked with David Kleeman, and he gave David Kleeman his private keys, and now he can't access his Bitcoin. So Kleeman has since died. I don't know how he died or why he died, but he died, and could be a big cover-up. I'm not sure. Maybe Kleeman did really know who Satoshi was, and he either killed himself or he was, he had a hit put on him. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but that's a potential suspect, David Kleeman, and he was one of the original guys that was one of the first Bitcoin miners, which means he had his hands deep in the pot in the very, very, very beginning. We have Hal Finney. Hal Finney is another potential candidate to be the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto. Finney was a pre-Bitcoin cryptographer or cryptographic pioneer, and was only the second person after Nakamoto himself to make use of the software, file bug reports, and suggest improvements. They're talking about the Bitcoin, basically Bitcoin protocol and Bitcoin blockchain. Finney was the first to ever receive Bitcoin, stating in an interview that he was the recipient of the first Bitcoin transaction when Satoshi sent 10 coins to him as a test. Excuse me, almost died there. So apparently he had connections with Satoshi somehow. Even though people think he's Satoshi, and he could still be Satoshi, there's still a chance, but again, we don't know for sure. He had his hands in the pot as well. And, he definitely had something going on with Satoshi, and therefore, there's a possibility he could have kind of put that, made a cover-up. Basically say that, oh yeah, I work with Satoshi Nakamoto, but in real life could have been Satoshi. And then we have this guy, last but not least, Craig Wright. Craig Wright, another guy, I honestly think he has some type of mental condition because of all the huge publicity that's been going on about him, and him literally like stating in front of a court that he is this person and trying to show documents that have actually been forged. And there's been a lot of junk going on about this guy. He says he's the creator of Bitcoin, and he worked with this guy, David Kleeman, and he even tried to prove and this document got shot down in court because of the metadata on the document doesn't match with the statement in the document, and it's just basically like the years are different based off of a particular font that they used. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. You can Google that and try to see that, but I don't think Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto. He's too flamboyant. He's too kind of out there. He's too like in your face and too bold about it. And again, if I was Satoshi, I would definitely not admit it because I would not want all of that attention. I mean, why? You would just get destroyed. Your life would be completely over. So those are the top 5 suspects for Satoshi Nakamoto. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who Satoshi really is. Give me some predictions. Give me some people that you think. Maybe you've heard other YouTubers talk about who Satoshi is. Maybe you've read articles. Drop them in the comments. Let me know who you think. And guys, as always, if you appreciate this video, if you appreciate the value, please hit that like button and share this video to your social media networks. Subscribe if you want to be updated on our latest videos. We try to drop a video per week, if not more, as more information is and mass adoption is happening in the cryptocurrency universe. We really want to get out there. We do have a Facebook group, Crypt Chronicles. If you guys do want to be a part of that, we have quite a few people joining our group over the last 2 weeks. A lot of them aren't filling out the 3 pre-screener questions just to make sure you're not a scammer or a spammer. So if you do jump on our Facebook page, make sure you fill out those questions, and we'll definitely accept your invitation right away. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel. Find us on Twitter. We're kind of all over the place, and we have a website, cryptchronicles.com. It's kind of like an agitated news place where we pull from all the major news websites all into one location. So that's about it, guys. My name is Mark. I have been your host on this video today. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you guys in the next video. Take care, and stay freaking awesome. Peace.